What's up, Starcraft fans? You are watching a co-op mutation. I am CTG, and we are doing Call Us the Void. I played as Vorazun. My masteries are Dark Pylon range. This is essential for my strategy, which you will see later. Time stop unit speed increase. This will increase the speed of my Dark Templar as they race across the map to the objectives. And Spear of Hidden Energy, which will give me enough energy to fuel this strategy. My ally, Neometal, who is supporting a Pulse Cannon tier, has played as Swan, so thank you to him and Shadow Archon. Also, thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. So this will be an extremely funky cheese. I do not actually recommend this strategy for you to do. This is just to, show what can be done. So we have Void Rifts and Void Reanimators. Once again, Void Rifts spawn every 90 seconds. They will... it's every 90 seconds starting from 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Unless killed, each Void Rift will continuously spawn enemy units and send them to attack us. As I mentioned before, this essentially amounts to a parade push, a continuous parade push, with Void Rifts powering the production of enemy units. So the strength of the parade push depends on how many Void Rifts there are on the map. If there's one Void Rift alive, it will power a parade push of one factory. If there are 20 Void Rifts alive, it will be a parade push of 20 factories. So unless you're able to get an impregnable defense, you will not be able to hold that. In the previous games, we've showed you how to get rid of the Void Rifts, but now we'll go for a different route. I started a gateway there, and my ally started a factory and a depot. I started a forge to yeah, this will help me get upgrades later on, but more importantly in the early game. This will help us block off this section of the map from incoming Void Reanimators and Void Rift spawns. Void Rift units, that is. This will help. This will, I believe, help out the parade, or help stop the parade push. So I send a probe over on each side of the map. The point of this is so that I have vision for wherever the Void Rift decides to spawn. So my allies has started 3 engineering base here, as he is still having that in construction. So now I see that the Void Rift spawn on this side, the enemies will stream here, and then this side where the enemies will stream here. So I decided to yeah, I saw that that rift spawn, so I decided to place this dark pile over here in such a position that it will cloak all these buildings while being sufficiently far enough away to not draw aggro. You can see that the Void Rifts are starting to stream in units this early, and now they just, again, it's a parade push. It will continuously spawn these enemies in an attempt to attack my base. So now my ally starts another factory over here from where he will produce his actual units. On my side, however, I start another Dark Pylon to cover this side, and now I start the Twilight Council and another gateway, and another pylon, and another gateway. So my strategy here will be to go for mass Dark Temple. I can see that's a lot of enemies, and so far we've killed 0 units, which means we have not needed to fight any Void Reanimators so far. The Void Reanimators will only spawn once there are actual units that have died. Once there are actual enemy units that have died. The enemy is Zerg. That's a thing. I don't actually remember anymore. Okay, that Blaster Billy killing that roach will trigger the Void Reanimators to spawn. And so will this. So what my ally has to do is maintain the wall. That's his role. My role is to get as many Dark Templars as I can and clear out the Void Rifts, or not the Void Thrashers themselves.
One of our pylons is under enemy fire.
Okay. So far the that revived that revived the enemies in my base. The animation is a little funky here. So my ally was forced to call down his Ares in the base, and he will help seal this off with additional buildings, while I of course have sent my Shadow Guard over. You see, I have switched off the autocast on Shadow Fury. This will allow me to just rush it, just rush in and snipe the actual targets that I want to kill. I killed the creep tumors to receive the creep of this side, to clean up the creep. This will, I believe, eventually kill those two buildings over, these three buildings over here, or four actually, over the lack of creep. And my allies laser drill is just tickling away. It has 14, 15 kills so far. This can serve as our timer now. It's now 17 kill o'clock for Dragon Laser Drill as I morph in or warp in these Dark Templar. The cloaking really comes in handy to not get targeted by the Banelings. That is bad news for me. If the Banelings can somehow attack my Dark Templar, of course Amon is kind of dumb. He does not know the manual detonation thing. Okay. So my ally is what is my ally doing? He's building a lot of stuff. He's researching high-set auto tracking to increase the range of his turrets. Give these Void Reanimators even more targets while I just clean up this void up this side to weaken the attacks. I also spot the Void Reanimator and I now target that thing, kill it off. I attack that gas rock, but it's not really needed. I don't know. I just hate rocks. Okay, you can see in my control groups I have 2 sets of Dark Templar, 6 in each group so far. I will need a few more to effectively pull off a strategy. I warp in more Dark Templar over here. So you can see the value of the Dark Pylon radius. That will give me a lot of range to cloak many buildings using only a few pylons. I made reinforcing pylons here because the enemy does aggro onto this one pretty heavily. More Voiders spawned that will trigger my Dark Templar. Clean up this side as I'm researching or as I'm upgrading my ground weapons and make more. You can see the attack rate is very thin. This will allow me to safely warp in Dark Templar. You can see that I have 12 on the first control group, 12 on the second control group. These will be very effective in my time-tested strategy of time-stop sniping. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go attack here. Thank you, me, for pinging that to me. Alright. Time stop is available. All I need to do... Oh wow, that Void Ember somehow got in. I have no idea how that dude... Oh, there's a hole in the wall. Uh-oh. Okay. So now is a good time to use time stop. As I run in here, I drop time stop. Allow my ally free reign over this side. Yeah, siege tanks will be effective in cleaning those out while my Dark Templar clean out this Thrasher and I recall everything to the base. And where are those? Where are those dudes? Oh, there they are. Yeah, here they are, helping out, clearing this wave as the wall is getting overwhelmed. I just recall my Dark Templar to finish off the attack. That will, yeah, I actually have 24 Dark Templar, which will be very effective in taking out these enemies. So now it's time to rebuild the wall. I just put those things back there. Signal my ally that I am in fact rebuilding the wall, so there's no need to fear. Oh, that's a Banshee. Clear that out.
One of our pylons is under enemy fire.
Oh, Immortal. Yeah, that's very good against buildings. We don't want that alive. Okay.
One of our pylons is under enemy
Wall is closed.
Two can play this game.
Yeah, that Banshee definitely needs to go.
One of our pylons is under enemy fire.
Over and over, apparently. Okay.
Our base is under attack.
So I start to prepare to go to, oh. There was an overseer here that's giving vision to the enemies. That is bad news. Okay, more animators here as my ally just, gets even more snipe defense. My ally, I think, yeah, he finally targets down his overseer. It will get revived, but okay, he finally gets annoyed enough to make spinning dizzies over here. Whereas, where are my Dark Templar? They're somewhere. They are definitely... Oh, they're right on the screen. I'm blind. Oh, more air units. Oh, these will get targeted down by my ally spinning dizzy. Okay, now I warp in more Dark Templar. I have the third control group set up, and I have 10 Void Dark Templar in here. I use the trick. I showed you this before in Call of the Void. To do this trick, I right-click the group of Dark Templar here, hold Shift, then blink, then target this area on the low ground, and then Shift, still holding Shift, right-click out of here, out of there. So my Dark Templar will queue up the blink. Okay, more Void Rifts to spawn.
One of our pylons is under enemy fire.
Yeah, they somehow keep reviving the dudes inside the wall, which is quite inconvenient. However, my allies' siege tanks, 63 kills, 35 kills, are extremely effective against Void Entities. 14, 62, 75, 58, incredible. 75. Man, it's a field day. It's a field day for these tanks. It's an all-out turkey shoot. So far,
One of our pylons is
this
under
Blaster
enemy
Billy, this one Blaster Billy, literally has more kills than the laser drill. So here come my Dark Templar. They try to march their way inside.
Temporal anomaly established.
As I drop time stop,
Strike now, warriors.
it's 7-8 kills a clock for the laser drill. And you can see the value of having 3 control groups of units. I just sent each control group to kill a Void Thrasher. And after that, yeah, I just grouped them up in the middle and use my Dark Pylons. I have 5 Dark Pylons in
One of
control
our
group.
pylons is under
And
enemy fire.
just use that to liberally recall my Dark Templar. Got a wave of enemies sculling for us. Which will be fine because I do have these Dark Templar. This mass Dark Templar now. Defending, holding this position. Is 84, 85 kills on that hero siege tank. Actually, all my allies, it's our heroes. They've done so much work this game while waiting for me to get into position to actually destroy the Void Rifts, or the Void Thrashers rather. How many? I mentioned Parade Push, right? How many Void Rifts are there?
Our pylons is under enemy fire.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15. There are 15 Void Rifts active. Which, yeah, it's a very strong Parade Push.
Allied base is under
Imagine
attack.
having 15 factories all rallied to your base.
Our base is under attack.
But the guy who controls them is so dumb. He doesn't get detection. Only now does he get detection. When my ally has siege tanks.
Allied base is under attack.
And these guys, 62 kills, 135 kills on that siege tank. What a champ. 100 kills, 101 kills. These are absolute beasts. These tanks are absolute beasts. As more and more Void Rifts spawn to feed my allies' kill farms. While my Dark Templar just wait for the Void Rifts or the Void Thrashers to spawn. And now you can see I'm starting my 4th group of Dark Templar off my 7 gateways.
Our allied
It is one base, by the way.
forces are under attack. Our base is under attack.
More Dark Templar. And I put that in the control groups, and I have 13, 13, 11, 12.
Our allied base is under attack.
13, 13, 12, 12. Okay.
Our
This
base is
this
under
pylon,
attack.
this gateway is getting bruised. It's not taking hull damage yet, although the keyword there is yet.
Under attack.
Okay. We're so far holding. These Dark Templar have been decloaked somehow, even though they're in the Dark Pylon field. Very logic, Blizzard. Oh, this engineering base is pretty low. It has an SCV pairing, and the fire suppression systems. And my ally reinforces that with his cooldowns. Alright, time stop is available. I now move my Dark Templar in to deal the final blow to the Void Thrashers.
One of our
Kill off
pylons
these
is under
things.
enemy fire. Allied forces are under attack.
Alright, I now march my Dark Templar in. There's no more truth.
Our allied base is under attack.
Okay, another Void Enemy response. Okay, I use time stop, right click, a group here, a group here, a group here. Four Dark Templar. 3 of them are targeting this spot. However, one group somehow missed their mark. I somehow misclicked one of the groups. So now I right click all my Dark Templar here to finish off this last Void Thrasher, which will just barely will, thanks to help from my ally who used 2 top bars, or used the laser drill and the concentrated beam on that last Void Thrasher. So there was a bit of an allowance for a mistake there on my side, although I did not necessarily have to commit that mistake. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else to do, please leave that in a comment. Let's just check out the scores. You can see that my ally, yeah, having siege tanks in the defensive position really did well for his kill farms. I'm surprised he had to 80. My entire role this game was to snipe the Void Thrashers, so I should have 10 kills for 10 Void Thrashers. However, I was needed to help out in the defense on some parts. I had to recall my Dark Templar back to my base to clean up the attack that was just barely overwhelming my ally, and I had to help him restabilize. So yeah, do I recommend this strategy? Absolutely 100% not. This was very tricky to pull off. You needed the Voidrets first and foremost to spawn in good positions. If those Voidrets spawned on both sides instead of one in the middle and one at the side, I would not have been able to wall that off. Also, you need the Ariats to spawn very late to allow your Swan ally to get spinning dizzies at the right times. And yeah, you need siege tanks to not get hit. You need the wall to just barely not get overwhelmed, and the enemies to not spawn inside the wall, which was not happening, by the way. We needed to clean those up repeatedly, but eventually clean up we did. Alright, again, this strategy not recommended, but this was just to show off what is possible if you try hard enough. Alright, see you.